Welcome, everybody, to episode 141 of Perpetual Backlog. I'm your host, Aqua, and joining me, like always, is a Dole
It is $1 here for the evening.
and Zero Leak, not here
That's
for
a
the
shame.
evening.
She'll be back, we promise.
Yeah, she does the works. Yeah. So I mean, we just get right into talking. What do we do this week, Dole? I heard you did absolutely nothing this week. So,
Which is a lie, but only because I said it. Is it a lie? I didn't get much done this week. I'm going to be honest. I think I did a level in Armored Core just before the patches went live because everyone was like, "Oh my god, they're going to nerf everything."
and
So
they
I beat
didn't.
Sea Spider, and then they were like, "Okay, so virtually nothing got nerfed. Maybe a couple of the bosses." It's like, all right, sure, whatever. So I did that, but I just haven't had the will to do anything. What I ended up doing was watching all of One Piece.
Wait, watching? Oh. Okay. I
No,
was about to be like, wait a minute here.
Let me rephrase. I'm not that strong. I watched all of the Netflix One Piece, which was
Amazing, right?
I genuinely don't know how to say this. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably my second favorite anime to live action adaptation of anything.
First,
And
me.
only because Rurouni Kenshin. It's amazing.
I mean, okay.
Or
You can't fuck that up.
No, I genuinely, the amount of samurai movies they make, which is all this is, it's a samurai movie with some extra wire work. Oh, it's so good. But no, genuinely, I have a couple of gripes with the One Piece stuff from the limited knowledge that I have of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm some big super fan of One Piece. No, I'm not. But I'm going to watch this Netflix stuff if it keeps at this quality. This was fucking great. Costuming and set design better win all of the awards.
Yeah, I mean, even though some of the costumes were a bit wonk, or they're. I mean, it's One Piece, all right? They're all wacky, all right?
Yeah, like the fishmen.
It still looked all right.
Yeah, true.
So
Like the fishmen are rough, but I think like the human characters with clothing looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt. How do I explain this? Cowboy Bebop didn't get a lot right. It did get the costuming super well, and I think it's just because it was so down to earth. They were just wearing clothes. This was a harder task because these are a bunch of Looney Tune characters wearing anime as shit clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess isn't necessarily true of the Straw Hats. They're pretty sensibly dressed, but everyone else can get kind of freaky.
Yeah.
And they just nailed it. Like, holy crap. Like, it all looks like really, really high quality cosplay, which you would think is an insult, except that's all we're asking for. Like, if you're going to do an anime adaptation, that's all we want. It's like, we want some real high quality cosplay ass costumes. And it's what we got. It looked so good. I was familiar with most of the characters, so I was able to identify them pretty much immediately, and that's all I asked for.
Yeah, I knew all the characters outside of
Mr. Seven, big one that I didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know the person that was in that first scene with Zoro with the whatever
Mr.
that
Seven.
fucking yeah. I didn't know that one. I didn't know that one, and I didn't know the Vice Admiral because he wasn't a thing until he wasn't a thing until like 400 episodes in.
Oh, okay, so that's fair enough.
I never got that far.
It's true. I technically never got that far, but the amount of One Piece that I've learned against my will, he's one of the big important characters. So I knew
like I've
well
seen
truly about him.
I've seen like I guess stills or pictures of him before or whatever, but like I never knew who he was.
Yeah.
And then I remembered. Then I kind of remembered because that one time he has like a fucking dog hat on.
Funny enough, we had a chat about this. Like you, I didn't make it to Garp when I gave One Piece a try, however long ago. I never knew about the stupid dog hat thing. That caught me well and truly off guard.
Yeah, I've only ever seen
Garp. Yeah, I've only seen him with his hat off, being very, very intimidating and very angry at Ace. So it was weird
Yeah.
to see him so early. I thought it was really well done. I think, unironically, the two best characters in that whole show are Buggy and Kobe. Fight me.
Dude, Kobe did so well. They did Kobe so well.
They did everyone so well, but Kobe he had so much new shit to do. Oh man. This isn't an anime podcast. We're so sorry, but this has to happen.
Well, it's because they frontlined all that arc with Kobe, Garp, and Fuckface.
They got rid of They got rid of Don Krieg, which was probably a good idea because Don Krieg kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, he was out instantly.
Yeah, Mihawk just fucking one-shot him off screen. By the way, that Mihawk introduction.
No, he one-shot him on screen.
Oh, you're right, on screen. This is true. That Mihawk introduction scene was so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have never been as excited for One Piece as I was watching this. Oh, anyhow, so that's what I did, which is a lie. I did one other thing. So, like everyone on the internet, I go to Skill Up for a lot of stuff. I enjoy watching his videos. I enjoy that he's brought on new talent. I guess Austin's always been there, but he's on screen now. And he was talking about Guild Wars 2. And I remember, I played that 10 years ago. I don't remember it being very good.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently the first bit is free now. So I did a bit in that. It's okay. I'm sure that it gets better because I'm playing through vanilla, and honestly, I don't even think 14's vanilla content's very good. It's not great for a new player. Let me tell you, I am not excited about this, but I'm gonna go until I have to pay, which thankfully it's not a monthly thing. And honestly, with my current burnout on games at the moment, it's a pretty easy thing for me to get into, do a couple of things, and then just not continue. So,
well, you need to fix that burnout.
I don't know where it came from. It just happened suddenly. I'm sure it'll go away soon.
A lot of people's kind of been burnt out on video games of late, and that probably has to deal with the amount of bangers that have came out this year.
It's fucking true. Holy shit. Yeah, I do want to get through Armored Core, and I do want to get back into Baldur's Gate. I do not want to let those two go, but I needed a bit of time. I needed to not be playing a video game that I had to think in for a little bit.
That's why I've been supplementing my time of not playing video games by pretty much catching up on the third campaign of Critical Role.
Yeah,
I'm like 2 episodes behind now.
That's nuts! Oh my god, you mainlined that.
Yeah, well, it helps that I can listen to it while I'm at work as well.
That's true.
I don't have to actually watch it. I started watching Stardust Crusaders. So I'm level 11 episodes in of Stardust Crusaders. That's JoJo's.
That's chapter 3?
Yeah, that's part 3.
Yeah. Sorry, part 3. It's just Shotaro's one.
Yeah. So started I'm 11 episodes into that now. We still haven't made it to Egypt yet. So that's cool. JoJo's is interesting to say the least.
True.
I have to
accurate.
I have to remember every time I watch it that Jotaro's like 14 years old.
He and Sailor Moon are the same age.
Yeah.
The Lucky Star girls are older than him.
Yeah.
This is how I remember all of this, because I remember very specifically seeing a picture of Jotaro and Serena, or whatever her name is now, and what's the blue-haired girl from Lucky Star?
Oh, Konata.
Konata, I was like, guess who's the oldest?
Actually, Zeke had to put it like in more perspective. There's actually like a normal looking kid in part 3. All right, in the beginning of part 3, that is almost the same age as Jotaro.
It's gotta be.
And she's
fucking weird.
She's like 11 or whatever. And so she looks like a normal kid. But then you have Jotaro, who's only like 3 years older than her, who's like this, like almost 7 foot fucking jack ripped motherfucker.
Yeah, he's this 30-year-old Mr. Universe.
Yeah. So yeah, part 3 has been again interesting. I got to the first death, so that was I don't want to say I called it, but I called it, and I was talking to Zeke while I was I was in a call with Zeke while I was watching it, and I'm like, I'm betting this character dies, and the character did die. So, what else? Trying to think of any watching of stuff that I've done. I did One Piece like before last week, though. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it on the watching stuff. As for playing, I've put about 30 hours into Starfield. All right.
Oh,
And
we haven't talked about this. That's right. This is the first week you get to show your feelings on this.
Yeah, I'm giving my 30-hour review of Starfield. All right. Man, I wanted to like this game, and I'm still going to play a little bit of it because I started a quest line that I hear is the best quest line in the game. So I'm going to do that quest line specifically, and then after that I'm probably going to drop it. The issue I have with this game is that this game makes me want to play another game. And you might be thinking, oh, that he's thinking it just makes him want to play No Man's Sky. No, no, it is not No Man's Sky.
Do you want to play Skyrim or Fallout?
No, other Bethesda game. No.
What game would you like to play?
It makes me want to play Cyberpunk.
That's so weird.
And then I downloaded Cyberpunk again and started playing it. I made a new character and everything, and then modded the fuck out of the game because I turned my V into a skinny esque V to a hot goth MILF V, and pretty
can
nice.
Confirm. I enjoyed the biker look that you were rocking.
Yeah, I love it a lot. So I got past the Compeki Plaza bit.
So you're into the game.
Yeah, I'm into the game now. All right. Which, by the way, I am going to have to start over. Because the 2.0 update does it revamps a lot of the perk system, so I kind of want to go in from the beginning again.
No, correct.
So I'm not gonna play any more Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so you get back to grips on it. So when the patch drops, you can be ready.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to wait a little bit after the patch drops or whatever because the mods might not work.
They'll probably be broken as soon as it goes live. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, God, man, that whole bit in Compeki Plaza or whatever is so good. I finished that and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this part of this game was so good.
Like, can you imagine if every major quest line had as much put into it?
The issue is a lot of the quest lines in Cyberpunk weren't bad. I actually think one of the main pluses about Cyberpunk 2077 was a lot of the quests were actually pretty well written.
Yeah, for sure. It certainly wasn't a writing. I just mean the amount of
Oh yeah, there was a lot of shit in
it. Exactly. Like between the plaza itself, which was a great, just like linear, go, mm-hmm. versus the what were they called? Maelstrom? Yeah, the Maelstrom base that you get into with the various different ways you could go about that. Like, this was the promise we were given that wasn't really fulfilled on, but also, you're not wrong. I beat that game at launch when most people were hating on it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, no, I
would have also loved if everything was that level of polish.
I think the only the one thing that maybe you got over the time that I didn't get. I didn't get that last ending, the one that required me to like pretty much start the game from like the middle portion of the game and go all the way to. I think it's the Takamura ending or whatever.
I believe I got every ending. Yeah.
I never went and got that ending. But all the other endings. I like I was telling Tara, I was like, the DLC is supposed to come with a new ending. So there's that. Whether it's going to be a good ending or not a good ending is a question. But I did hear that there was cures being floated. The cure word was being floated around.
I hadn't heard that there was going to be a new ending. I wonder if it's
Yeah.
to do with the fact that Phantom Liberty takes place after the main line, and they needed an ending that actually made sense for it.
They well, the one thing that said you don't need to beat Cyberpunk to go into Phantom Liberty. All right.
Mhm.
So, it happens.
I mean, that just
It
means it either
happens
happens at
sometimes before the ending.
Yeah, it probably just happens during the course of the game.
Yeah. So I don't know about anybody else, but I know how I'm going to do this file. All right.
Oh.
I'm going to get up to the point you're able to do the suicide ending.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then
a
go
fair
into
chunk
Phantom
into the game.
and then go into Phantom Liberty.
Oh, that's like most of the game. Come to think of it, that's like
Yeah.
straight
There's
up 80%. I think
it's like
89%.
I think it's like right before the like almost like kind of right before like the final mission.
Yeah.
Or I think it's a little bit before the final mission. I think I can't remember. It's been 2 years or 3 years since we originally played this game.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've played it once since then. It only once.
Been a while. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get up to that point because I think that point makes a lot more sense. All right. And then go into Phantom Liberty because me hoping that the Phantom Liberty ending is a ending where V doesn't fucking die.
True.
Because that would make sense if like, or V's like on her last leg here, or whatever. And she's got to go for a Hail Mary type thing, and that feels like it makes sense for me. Spoilers, by the way. V doesn't have a good ending in base Cyberpunk.
It's just different levels of not great. There is one that's better. No, they're just different levels of not great.
I don't know. Again, I don't know how the Takamura ending is. But I know like the endings that I did was 1, either suicide, 2, let Johnny take over, or B, delete Johnny out of your brain.
And wait for the end.
And wait for the end. So,
in
all the ones that I did, you die.
Is interesting.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like that's the different levels of like how sad is like what he's doing, or sorry, what V is doing until the end. Because there's spending time with a loved one. There's doing more heist type things. So now it'll be interesting to see if they have one that's a bit more narrative focused. Mm-hmm. Also, I don't think they were prepared for everyone to not want V to be dead by the end. I don't know if that was a surprise to them or something, but
I mean, I don't know how male V acts. I don't even know who that voice actor is for male V. All right. But the female voice actor for V is Shrami Lay. All right. And she gives V a lot of good personality. All right. And I got really attached to my character.
I did make a male character the first time through. I'll be honest, I didn't care for the male voice. He's fine, but I probably will make a check for A, all those nice mods you gave me, and B, I would be interested in seeing how Sharmila kills that line or kills that character, because I think it'll be great.
Like she, cause you know how Lucy sounds in
I don't.
And Fairy Tale, right?
I don't. That's not the
You don't?
Sharmiley voice. One of the Sharmiley voices that I know.
Oh, what is one of the Jeremy Lay voices?
Like I know what Asuna sounds in English because I watched like 5 episodes of Sao. Um, oops,
Female is Gavin Drea. I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who
They've
it is.
only done they've only done male V.
I suspect he is a television actor.
Yeah, he's only done male for voice acting. So yeah, they really put a voice actor behind. They put an actual voice actor behind fucking a female.
Other characters, Sharmiley is A2, isn't she? In Nier, and Makoto in Persona, right? Like I've heard her
Oh
before.
yeah, okay. Imagine Makoto. Yeah, I forget that she voices Makoto. Imagine Makoto or ever. Okay, actually, imagine um the one scene of Makoto that we all go to when we think of Makoto. All right,
True, true. That's the one.
the entire game.
Oh no, that's yeah. I'm here for it.
Yeah, she puts that much emotion into V.
Was she also Gage in Borderlands, or is that someone else? It doesn't matter. No, I look forward to that. It's not as if I haven't wanted to have a reason to go back to play Cyberpunk. Like I said at the time, I enjoyed it more than I expected to, given the reviews. But
Mm-hmm.
by that time, I paid for it, so I was going to regardless. It'll be
Yeah,
interesting seeing it again, seeing if I actually think it holds up. I suspect it will, though I'll be colored by the fact that there are so many things they've done to improve the game.
yeah, yeah. It runs super well for me. Um, I attempted the third person mod, and let me tell you,
Oh, yeah, I never did that.
not very good.
Yeah, yeah, I can't say I'm surprised to hear it.
That game was definitely not made for it wasn't even made for modding third person in. So
No, it was teased with and then dropped it seemingly pretty early on, so I didn't even
yeah.
bother.
Oh, dude, I forget Trami Lay is Aryan Road in Trails.
Oh goodness, that's right.
I forget she's that, but I mean her Aryan Rod is okay. She doesn't really show emotion. So
That's
but
fair.
yeah, no, yeah, I love her portrayal of V. It is so good. Um so that's why I for one I'm usually super attached to V. But yeah, going back, Starfield just makes me want to play Cyberpunk. It is
That's
literally
wild.
just the better first person RPG.
So let's just move into this. I actually do. Let's continue to talk about. I keep wanting to say Cyberpunk. Let's start by talking about Starfield because there's a couple of
Yeah.
questions I wanna have. So
All right.
the big talking points about Starfield are that it is a 7 out of 10 game, and that is probably an accurate statement.
Yes.
So, I mean, that is in no way a bad game. That is a passing score, obviously, but I think it's a lot less than everyone wanted. It is certainly less than Bethesda promised in its rhetoric, the way it spoke about the game coming out, and very likely, because let's be honest here, they needed a big win, much less than what Microsoft wanted. So we
Yeah.
know that they're not going to fold Bethesda, but what do we think this actually means going forward?
I don't think this actually means anything going forward.
That's probably the correct answer. Yeah.
I think Bethesda will make some DLC for Starfield. Um, I'm sure there will be some updates, like hopefully some optimization updates, because I don't care how much Todd Howard says this game was optimized. This game was not optimized.
You've already
Uh,
hit on with the second thing I was going to bring up. What a weird thing to say. And I think it was taken a little out of context because, as reported, it came off a bit more sassy than I think it was meant to. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, he certainly did imply this is some big next gen game and it requires next gen hardware. But I don't see anything about this game that is more impressive than, say, Cyberpunk.
No, this game is nowhere near as impressive as Cyberpunk is.
Yeah,
Cyberpunk has so much going for it.
so it's weird that it would struggle in the way that it has. Moreover, the creation engine, which is still the engine they're using, is one that they've used since fucking time immemorial at this point.
Since
I'm
Morrowind.
surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't been able to truly put out an optimized game. Now, all this said, this game is a lot less buggy.
Yeah.
Sorry, feature rich than
Yeah.
most Bethesda games. So I will give them that. But when the chatter of optimization comes through, as it has with so many games now, it feels weird to point to the gamers and go, well, it's your fault. And maybe it was a nicer way of saying it than that, but that is, at the end of the day, what was said.
It can't be our fault if the console it was created for cannot even run it at 60 frames a second.
Yeah, that's some pretty fair argument in my opinion.
All right. They just can't optimize a video game. If they could have, yeah, no, I mean, couldn't defend it at all whatsoever. This game should run at 60 on a Series X. Series S, I could give it some slack on, or whatever. A Series X, this thing should run at 60.
I mean, I agree, and maybe if this was still a multi-platform game, maybe the PS5 does better, but it's certainly not going to do so much better as to bump up the score. So, I mean, I haven't played it yet. I will play it at some point. I have access to it. There's no reason for me not to. But it is a bit disappointing to see what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to you about this a couple of days ago. I'll be surprised to hear what gets leaked out about the development of Starfield, because I said it before. Something feels like not right about this. Like if it were more dissimilar from previous games, maybe that would be something. But at the end of the day, this does look like Fallout in space, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, in many ways, that's expected. And the hype that was built up around it kind of did see people saying, yeah, I get to play more Bethesda with a sci-fi coat.
Yeah, and
But
this is, and like I said last week, Starfield is literally a Bethesda game. It is
yes.
as Bethesda as you can get a fucking game. All right. Um it doesn't have as many feature rich stuff in it, like the bugs that you would normally see in a launch Bethesda game isn't as egregious as it was like in Skyrim and Fallout 4.
Sure.
But uh that's like the only plus to like, I guess, what they have learned over the years. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. Like, I mean, if you're in it to like do some shipbuilding, outpost building, um, kind of doing open world-esque travel, which is not exactly really, it's open world in the fact that you can just travel to like pretty much anywhere or whatever, but it's all gated by loading screens, which is what really baffles me on how bad this game actually runs. Like, I say the game runs bad or whatever. I get like 50 frames a second, but I run it at low settings. All right. And
Yeah, that was weird.
I run it at low settings. I have a mod in for DLSS2, all right, because they use FSR2, and I'd much rather not use FSR2.
Facts.
I don't really like FSR as much. FSR2 might not be as bad or whatever. FSR1, oh my god. I was showing Zeke this earlier, but I swapped. I wanted to check and see how my Baldur's Gate 3 looked between without any upscaling or without any like super sampling, um, and then having with DLSS on, and then having FSR on. All right. Um, my game looks on Ultra. My game looks actually absolutely amazing without any super sampling on. It's just there's going to be some instances where I get like almost 0 frames because there's a lot of shit going on.
True,
So
true.
that's why I usually put DLSS on. DLSS looks. I mean, yeah, there's super sampling going on, but it's not egregious. It doesn't make it look any less horrible. Um, like it doesn't make it look any less like really any like less better. I turned on FSR because they have FSR 1 on. They don't even have FSR 2 on Baldur's Gate 3. Right?
Hmm.
I turned on FSR 1. Oh my god, that game looks like absolute ass with FSR. It looks
Not what you want to hear.
so fucking bad. Now, I put it on performance because I want performance. Obviously, I don't really think Baldur's Gate looks amazing. Any period. So like I mean, even if I have to like do a little bit of downscaling on some resolution or whatever and some things or whatever, it still looks like really good. So that's why I use DLSS because it gives me the FSR did give me a lot more frames. I'll say that. But at the cost of the game, at the cost of me not being able to look at the game. Um. But yeah, like I get like 50 frames in Starfield, low settings, and just to hear Todd Howard saying that you should probably upgrade your system, then, um, I I mean I agree. I should probably upgrade my system, but it shouldn't be because I to run Starfield better. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Like, yeah. To be fair, both of our systems are kind of low when it comes exclusively to our CPU because our graphic cards are fine.
Hmm.
Um, but the fact that we can run what is apparently a more taxing game just fine at very high resolutions, at very high frame rates, both Cyberpunk, Baldur's Gate, Armored Core, and then come back to Starfield and have that be impacted in such a way by so many people, not just us, mind you,
Yeah.
that this comment needs to be made is curious. So, I mean, like you
the
said, I don't know that you can really blame us in this instance. That
I
seems not correct.
So the issue I see is that the way that they made Starfield makes it more CPU heavy than it does graphically heavy because the game doesn't look any better. So
Yeah,
there's something
yeah,
there's some there it doesn't look any better than fucking Fallout 4. All right. And there might be like some instances where it does look a little bit better, or like there's some like quality increase in like graphics or whatever. But all that load it obviously is put on my graphics card or whatever. My graphics card is a 2060. It is fine. I can't run like something like fucking like absolutely amazing or whatever. Like look at it like the super high 4K quality or something like that.
sure, sure, sure.
But for Starfield, like the graphics of Starfield, it would run it just fine.
Yeah,
And that's the difference between Cyberpunk and Starfield is that Cyberpunk is actually a very graphically heavy game, and the way that they optimize the game doesn't tax your CPU as much. All right. While on the flip side, Starfield doesn't look graphically intensive at all, but whatever they have going on in the background, fucking rips the hell out of your CPU. Um,
and Lord knows this isn't the first game we've had to deal with like this. The game that we all came together on 14 is also not GPU intensive. It's super CPU intensive.
yeah, but that's like uh, that makes more sense because of how much is going on in your screen in
True, it
14.
does. It still feels weird for Starfield to be so needy.
Yeah,
This really does feel like not our problem. This really does feel like Todd not wanting to just say, "Yeah, it could have been better. We needed it out. It might be fixed in future updates."
yeah. Anyway, uh, Starfield story is okay. It's nothing amazing. It's no Skyrim level of writing or whatever. Skyrim had actually pretty good writing. Um, uh, it's its side quests are definitely very Bethesda level side quests. Um, uh, obviously the how you talk to NPCs is obviously as boring as any other Bethesda game. Um, there is a like a quest line with the Crimson Fleet, which is like the pirates, the space pirates or whatever.
That seems to
Um,
be the best received one so far.
I am on that one now. Like I just started it. Um, and I will do that one, and then I'll probably stop playing the game.
Yeah. God damn,
Because
that sucks.
the only other thing for Starfield that I can say that I think is really good, its gunplay is actually pretty good. It feels like a good first person shooter or third person shooter, depending on how
Oh,
you
okay.
play.
All right.
Like its gunplay is really good. Like when you're shooting a gun, it feels like you're definitely shooting a fucking gun or whatever, and you're ripping through people with your weapons and shit like that. Um, but my other biggest issue is, um, yeah, I do like doing the shooty shoots sometimes or whatever. But the way I play first person RPGs, I don't normally like doing gunplay. Like hell, even in Cyberpunk, I normally go the melee route. All right, and Cyberpunk has a great melee tree, to go through.
Oh,
Uh,
you're the only person I've heard say this. Everyone has only been speaking about the shooting aspect of it.
well, I mean, Cyberpunk has really good shooting. Or wait, are you talking about Starfield?
Stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get confused? Are you talking about Cyberpunk?
Well, I was comparing it. I was saying Cyberpunk has a good melee route you can go.
Okay. Yes, it does.
Uh, um, Starfield doesn't.
Okay. No. Yep. We're back on brand. Okay.
Starfield has just your basic melee perk or whatever, and when you get that to max, that's it. Um, you can level up sneaking around, and you can do some sneaking, but the world is not made for you to sneak.
So this is the big issue with games like this, right? Because I really like building sneaky things, which for a lot of the game will work. But if there's ever any forced encounters, everything you've built is now useless.
Mm-hmm.
So is that what it's like then? Like if you were to build
It's
like pure
it's
stealth and then get
not
into a
it's not that it's forced encounters or whatever. So there's like these like outposts that you can go to that you normally has like either a Crimson Fleet or some people from the Varun or some space crews and shit like that you'll fight or whatever. Um, the areas are never conducive to sneaking or whatever. Like you can go in, you
oh
can
the
get a couple
character
of
sorry the
you can
you
go
mean the level design is bad.
yeah, they're not made the game is definitely made for guns blazing. Um, just in general. Like they have a sneaking perk. They have doing like, you'll do increased amount of like sneak attack damage if you kill if you like shoot at or like attack somebody when you're hidden or whatever. But uh it's never there's never a spot where you can get more than like maybe one or two sneak attacks off of before the whole place is alerted to you. Um so Oh yeah, it's like the all the encounters are just never conducive to sneaking. Um, and hell, the easiest way I found out, I have found to like increase my sneaking perk because like to increase your perks or whatever, you have to do challenges. So like for sneaking, um, you have to get like for like one to perk level 1 to perk level 2, you need to get like 10 sneak attacks. All right.
Sure.
From 2 to 3, it's like 20. From 3 to 4, it's like 50 or 40 or something like that. Um, the easiest way I found out how to do that or whatever to actually get that off was to just plop myself in the middle of New Atlantis and sneak around and kill civilians.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now. Oh no! Wait,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, that's the easiest way to do it.
Oh well. Sometimes
Uh,
being optimal is being evil.
well, I mean, if you don't have your companion with you, you're not actually doing anything evil. If you don't get caught, you don't have a bounty.
Fair, I guess.
There's not like some meter bar that's saying that goes up when you kill somebody that makes you evil. And as long as you don't have any witnesses, you don't get a bounty on you. So,
That is wild to me.
but yeah, that's the easiest way to get the sneak attacks off, so you can unlock your later on perks. Because going up against actual enemies, is it like they're going to be few and far in between of you being able to get sneak attacks off. Now, thankfully, every bullet that you shoot into somebody counts as a sneak attack. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you shoot like 5 bullets off into somebody while you're hidden, and you're just still hidden through all 5 of those bullets, that's technically 5 sneak attacks. But good luck with that.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Dogfighting in the game's nice. Like I like doing the space battles.
This is the one other thing I know about.
Yeah. Space battles is nice. The system for creating your ships is cool. And creating your outposts. That's it's all like that stuff's like that part's really cool. I just wish it was more of a actual space exploration video game than it is.
Yeah, and I think in that regard, something like No Man's Sky is going to be way more fulfilling.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but hey,
yeah,
what does an optimal ship look like?
Oh yeah.
I can't let you not talk about this.
So apparently, somebody found out that the AI in dogfighting always shoots towards the middle of your center mass of your ship. All right. So somebody reported. Somebody was like, "Okay, well, time to make a ship that does not have a center mass and is pretty much just a square block or like a rectangular block or whatever that has no center mass." So Asmongold reacted to it or whatever, so I watched the video on that. Yeah, it's literally gummy ships now. All right, so you just like the enemies just shoot through you. They don't ever hit you because they're always shooting center mass, and your center mass has no hole, so they can't hit you.
I hate that, but also I love that. God, it's so stupid.
It's just gummy ships in Kingdom Hearts all over again, because that is also how you do that in Kingdom Hearts. You just create
one block
open
and
block
an engine.
Yeah.
Just don't get hit, forehead.
Yeah, don't get hit. But yeah, no, I mean, like the actual dogfighting is pretty good. I own like 5 ships, and by own 5 ships, I mean I stole them from other people.
Yes, correct.
There is a ship that I want, but it costs like 200 something thousand credits, and I'm like, I mean, I could get it easily by just console commanding adding credits to my account, but I'm also like, maybe I'll try something else. I did create a small outpost that is mining it's like mining aluminum and helium-3, so that's cool. There's other moons in this system that I'm in that I should go and make posts on too, because I can mine like copper and iron and stuff off of those other moons. So, I mean, that's cool. But yeah, this game's if a game makes me want to play another game, I don't think it succeeded in my book.
Yeah.
So, I agree that for some people, from what I know, there's a lot of people that enjoy the hell out of this game, and that's good. It is a video game, and it's not egregiously like offensive. And if you like Bethesda games, or if you like, love playing Skyrim, love playing Fallout, I mean, you're probably gonna love playing this. Well, maybe.
Hey,
I mean, you have more of a chance, because I love Skyrim and I do not love Starfield. So, but also I played like dual wielding fucking swords in Skyrim. So, I can't do. I can't even dual wield in this game. Like it'd be cooler if I could dual wield pistols in
Oh,
Starfield.
wait,
I
we
can't
can go
even do
guns
that.
akimbo?
No, you cannot guns akimbo.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is very sad. I was like okay, I like running around with the pistol. Can I have another pistol? No, I can't. So yeah, that's my 30-hour review of Starfield. Um, I played that. Um, I surprisingly didn't play. Well, yeah, I mean, I might. I think I did load up Holocure like once or twice this
Oh, let me
week,
tell
but
you. I can tell you, you absolutely did.
okay. Um,
I'm surprised. Not how often that makes it seem like you're constantly playing. I'm surprised every time I see it. I'm gonna be honest.
it's a fun game, man.
It's true.
And what else did I play? Uh, I tried to load. Oh, so I loaded up Baldur's Gate 3 earlier today. Um, and I ran into an issue, and the issue was my my roll the screen that pops up when you're going to do a roll never happened.
Oh,
And I figured the issue was I had outdated mods, and
oh.
that was the issue. um,
All right. Well,
so
fair enough.
all I did was I uninstalled, reinstalled my game, deleted all my mods. So I don't have mods on my game anymore. But it's okay because my solo save file that I was playing didn't use any mods anyway. So so I'm just going through my normal run. But I didn't play anything. I went through a cutscene with Gortash and that was about it. So don't think I played anything else. It's mainly been Starfield and that I forget how many hours of Cyberpunk I actually put in. Um 5 hours. Because I had like just at 70 um when I started it up. So yeah. Yeah, before you even get to the title screen in Cyberpunk, it's about 5 hours. If you're not just like rushing through everything. I made sure to pay back Victor before getting to this title screen. So I got him his 21,000 eddies. Uh I was a nice V. I got him the money.
I always give him money. I didn't give him the money before the title fell, though. That's something different.
Well, you I may have cheated a little bit. So one of the mods I had gave me a bunch of clothes, all right? And I couldn't figure out where else to put the clothes. So I just sold them all. Cuz it gave me a lot of clothes. It gave me clothes too many clothes to where I was over encumbered.
Oh,
And I don't know I don't have a stash where you can actually like put up your stuff like right in the beginning anyway.
oh,
Um
can you not take them to your house? That's fair.
um so I well, actually, you might be able to put your clothes up in like that what is that gun room you have in your apartment, if I recall correctly. You might be able to do that, I think. But yeah, I got a bunch of like fitted clothes for the body mod or whatever
Right, right.
to see what it looked like and all that stuff. But then it over covered me, so I just went and like I went and sold them all. Um,
Fair.
But that gave me it gave me a decent bit, but it didn't give me like an amazing amount.
Payback Victor amount. Yeah,
Yeah, it didn't give me. So I did how many ever side quests you can do in right in the beginning.
for sure.
And that got me just enough to pay him back. I had like 700 eddies left. So Yeah, I didn't know if anything like special happened before it. Because I know you go to pay him back or whatever, and then he tells you to keep the eddies, but you still forcibly give him the eddies. Um, so it's just like I could keep the eddies. You could give me, I like, next time you see me, Victor, I'm gonna be like dying. So, uh, yeah, that's all I played. Damn, this was a fucking 50-minute segment. God damn. We
Look,
talk too
man,
much. Talk too much, man. Talk
we
too
really like video games.
much. Well, we're gonna continue talking about video games, but we're gonna talk about video game news. Video game news. That's what we do in his channel sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. That reminds me. I need to message Larry. I want to see if I want to get a comment on him about the Unity thing. Yeah. So, short news week, not much to talk about. But this first bullet point is very funny. So a while ago, and by a while ago I mean a very long time ago, Daytona USA 2 had a remake. But we never got it. We never got it in America, or we never got it anywhere else. They never released it anywhere in outside of Japan. Until now. But it's not how you think you would be able to play this game. So this game coming out called Like a Dragon Gaiden. It's like a spin-off of Like a Dragon of Yakuza 7 pretty much.
Is this the man who erased his name?
Yeah, it's the man who erased his name.
Yep.
And everybody that plays Yakuza games knows that there's arcades in these games. There's a lot of mini games. You will be able to play Daytona USA 2 remake within this game.
This is the only way to do it.
I mean, that's pretty cool, actually. So
no, genuinely, it's super cool. I just, how did we never get the game? But we get okay.
Never get the game, but it released. It's gonna release inside of like we got Daytona USA 2. All right, or at least we got Battle on the Edge. We got it back in like 1998, like when it came out, pretty much. But the remake for it is specifically one that we never got, and it is now inside of this Like a Dragon Gaiden, and that's just hilarious. So, yeah. So anybody that loved Daytona USA 2 will be able to play it if they buy Like a Dragon Gaiden. I wonder if people are actually just gonna buy Like a Dragon Gaiden just to be able to play Daytona.
Daytona.
Daytona. Dude, I love that song. So yeah, that's funny. That's great.
Hilarious.
Dalit, I'm sorry, but I've got to make you talk about this next next bullet point.
Okay, so we have more information just ahead of the launch trailer for Mortal Kombat 1. Launch trailer which was revealed, I believe Reiko. Not Reiko. A new character was revealed today. It doesn't matter. Not who I want to talk about. So Nitara was revealed a couple days ago. This is a character that I think most people don't care about. She looks great. My God, she's got a tri-dash, great combos, aerial mobility. That's not what I want to talk about here. So she's voiced by Megan Fox. I have opinions. Look, listen. I don't hate Megan Fox. I don't. I I mean, really though, Megan Fox? I don't know if any of you saw this reveal. It wasn't great. She's Nitara sounds a bit of a Valley Girl. Just a bit. It's not what I want. And I am particularly fragile when it comes to Hollywood actors butting in on voiceover roles. Because for every Mark Hamill, Keith David, Lance Reddick, the entire cast of Firefly, you get roles like this, like Megan Fox and like Ronda Rousey in Mortal Kombat 11, where it just doesn't jive with me. I just don't feel it. It's clearly done because, hey, look, celebrity. And I don't want to, I don't, look, I really don't want to come down too hard.
No, Megan Fox got it because she plays Jennifer's
Jennifer's body, yeah.
Jennifer body, yeah.
So they do reference that directly in the game. So to be fair to them, well played. I don't know about this. Like, I know she gets like a lot of hell for not being a good actress, and I suppose that's not accurate. Because when she's cast well, she actually does a really good job, but I hate this a lot. And I fucking hated Ronda Rousey as Sonya in the last game. There's something about their way of speaking which doesn't work when set alongside other people who are acting. It's not the same. It feels inarguably worse. That said, I'm gonna have to suck salt because Nitara is the most interesting looking character in this whole fucking roster. So if I play this game, I'm gonna be playing as Megan Fox.
It just changes to a different language.
I maybe if that's a thing, I'm petty enough to do that. This is just me complaining about the about voiceover being difficult and about Hollywood not always accepting that. Because there's calling an actor to be themselves on a character, like who voices Donkey? Is it Eddie Murphy or is that Chris Rock?
A donkey, like from Shrek?
Like Shrek.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, there's one thing about bringing Eddie Murphy in to be Eddie Murphy, right? Like that's fine. Like you bring in Robin Williams to be Robin Williams, but when you bring a celebrity in to voice a character, there's a difference there. And I don't think Megan meets the standard needed to be a bloodthirsty, angry vampire. But hey, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe with enough compression and a slight vocal effect, maybe she'll sit on it better. But oh boy, Rousey didn't. She was a lousy Sonya. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and let it go there. This is unfortunately an entirely negative segment. Sorry, I'll behave.
I wonder if we'll see a lot more Hollywood actors going into like doing VA stuff. Maybe to like circumvent the whole like voice actor strike.
I think that's like I understand where it comes from, this idea, but it's unlikely, especially now that voice actors are also certain studios are starting to strike with their voice actors. I do not think this is actually a safe alternative. I think perhaps there were a few who thought to do this before that went into effect, so we might see a couple in the intervening months, but no, I don't actually think that's something we need to worry about.
All right.
God, don't prove me wrong. Don't prove me wrong, community.
I mean, I hope not. I hope you're not.
Yeah, because I would be real irritated to see a lot of animated content in video games that have celebrities just being themselves and not actually bringing anything to a role. Like if you're not willing to put in the work of a Gina Torres or a Nathan Fillion, I don't want you. I don't want you there. If you're not willing to be Keith David and Mark Hamill, I don't want you on the role.
Yeah, because
That's not to say I want them to sound like these people. I just think there's a difference between sitting down and taking the role seriously and embodying a character versus speaking into a microphone. And it's
well, hey,
difficult. Like I said, I'm not here to shit on them. That shit's hard. It's very difficult. It's easier just to be yourself. Some people just aren't built for it, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
but Megan Fox seemed like that she was a fan of Mortal Kombat.
Okay, first of all, I don't believe that for an instant, but I also would say that if they paid me that kind of money. And also, yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that she has played it before. I mean, Mortal Kombat's like one of those games, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just something that makes me irritated. I'm gonna stop. I'm stopping. We're done.
I've got breaking news. I
Oh,
got breaking news. A new biography about Elon Musk has revealed a lot about this penchant for geeky roleplay. His penchant
wait.
for geeky roleplay. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Amber Heard was once commissioned a Mercy cosplay to wear for Elon Musk.
Wait, as in she commissioned someone to make a cosplay of Mercy, the Overwatch character,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
pretty angel girl,
To
for
wear
Musk to wear.
no. So she could wear it
Oh,
for
okay.
Elon.
Okay. Vastly different understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, if he wanted to win, it'd been fine. But
Yeah.
all right. I mean, like I'm a bit degen, so like I'm fine with this. This seems like a great idea. If I had money, I might do that. But I wouldn't let anyone know.
Yeah,
What?
that was it was in a biography, so whatever, man. You do Hugh Musk, I guess. Anyway, I just like saw that on Twitter and I was like, okay, that's weird. Again, GameStop reported on it, so it has to be at least like somewhat credible. So there were some idiots on the internet this week,
God, there
as there
were.
always are, So during this week, Alana Pierce did a 7-hour stream. All right, where she was playing Starfield. By the way, if you don't know who Alana Pierce is, she's a writer for Santa Monica Studios, but before that, she was a video games journalist. And she's pretty prolific in the gaming sphere. Anyway, she was playing Starfield on stream. She did a 7-hour stream playing Starfield. And by playing Starfield, I mean she went to Pluto's orbit, and put herself to fly to Pluto.
Yes, she did.
Wherever, and then she went to sleep, because it was going to take like 7 hours apparently. So she did that. She was playing a game. She made it to Pluto, and by she made it to Pluto, I mean she went inside Pluto because
Oof, who knew it was
Pluto.
a JPEG?
Yeah, Pluto's just a JPEG, very high quality JPEG actually, but it's a
True.
JPEG. So yeah. Anyway, some idiots on the internet wanted to try to get Alana Pierce fired, and not for disparaging Starfield or anything like that. For playing an Xbox game on stream when she works for a PlayStation studio.
This is baffling.
She made a whole video about it. You guys should go. Anybody should go watch it because it's funny. One of the first things she said was, "Man, you don't understand. The first thing I did today at work, the first 10 minutes was I sat with Cory Barlog and talked about us playing Starfield."
Because of course they did. Because of course a bunch of devs are playing what's possibly game of the year, or at least what people assumed would be game of the year. before it came out. Like, do they think she was just playing Sony first party games? What's happening here?
No, it was that she was advertising an Xbox game when she
Get out of
worked
here.
for a Sony studio. Um, yeah, she was like she she said a lot of people don't realize that the console war doesn't exist inside the industry.
And why would it? That's so bizarre.
Um, she has friends across the entirety of the gaming sphere. She has friends that work at Xbox. She has friends that work at Nintendo. She has friends that work in Sony. She has friends that work in like a bunch of other studios or whatever. Like there is no like there's competition and then there's the console war. All right. There's competition, which does happen actually within the gaming industry,
Sure.
but there's no console war. Like there's no you there's no you work for Santa Monica Studios and you play nothing but PlayStation games. All right, you must play. You work in the industry. You play video games. That includes video games for the side of the industry you don't work on. Like
I
that.
just she was explaining this, and the whole time I was just in there. I don't get it. What did they think? What did they think she was gonna? Did they just expect her not to play this on stream if she streamed? What's going on here?
She just wanted to let people know what you can do in Starfield. That's all she wanted to do, and she
Right?
did.
Like this is like God. The poet of our time, Tupac Shakur, said it best. All I want the money. All I want's the money. Fuck the fame. I'm a simple man. Being famous isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Like even just online famous, like just being known is just never seems worth it.
Nope.
Like the more you are known to the internet, the worse your life is going to be.
Yeah. Is that is extremely true. So yeah. So people were just trying to get her fired over that. She actually kind of thought it was hilarious. So I also think it's hilarious because people are that fucking dumb.
Yeah,
Um, um. So Microsoft revealed an Xbox Mastercard that
I
you get points that you can use on buying video games. It's just a credit card that you get. It's like Sky Miles, but for Xbox.
I got
That's cool.
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah, I got
this is
nothing
something that
on it.
happens. It's something that happens. Fair enough. This is not even unique to Microsoft. I'm still just a little surprised this is a thing. Good for you, Microsoft. I guess.
Yeah. Um, that's cool. I mean, I'm sure people will get it
Sure.
because again, like I said, Sky Miles and the people that have like fucking like Delta cards and stuff like that, they get free miles. Yeah, that's cool. You get free games. I won't get it. I already have 3 credit cards. I think I'm good. All right. We're gonna get to the big news that we had today, and this just happened today. Today
True.
being
Yeah.
uh, today being the 12th, technically, when it happened. So Unity, the company Unity, the ones behind the engine for the Unity, announced that they were going to be starting to uh be charging developers uh uh for the amount of installs they get for whatever game that they make using Unity starting next year. Um this turned into a very big uproar in the past couple of hours. Um um When I first read this, I was like, okay, this seems really scummy. Uh, it's pretty shit. Then after reading it for like about an hour and talking with a few people, I've now have a more leveled thought process on this game, or on this game, on this. Well, I mean, I guess it is the game of capitalism. Um, on this change, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think most developers need to actually worry about this.
I agree.
I think the developers that are worrying about this, probably need to sit back for a bit and maybe do the math a little bit, um, and kind of reread it. And it's not their fault. Unity is very bad at explaining what they're trying to do here, because it almost made no sense. And anytime people were questioning about it, they pretty much went on full lockdown mode and have only been doing bot responses to any questions. So pretty much what it is that starting January 1st of 2024, they will be rolling out this thing where they are going to be charging at most 20 cents per install for any game, for games that use the Unity engine, that have the base level of Unity, that exceed either $200,000 in revenue or 200,000 installs. All right. And this is just for a base. This is complete base Unity, like the free version of Unity. You will. I sent this to Zeke so I can actually look at it. So the revenue threshold is $200,000 in the last 12 months for Unity Personal and Unity Plus, which I'm assuming is the free Unity and probably like the cheapest Unity. And or the install threshold of 200,000 installs life to date. All right, so that's in all 200,000. And you will be charged 20 cents per install after you hit that threshold. So it's not going to be retroactive like to all installs before you hit that 200,000.
Correct.
Every install after that, after the 200,000 mark, will start to be dinging 20 cents per install. All right. That is, I guess, like the more, I guess, technically egregious charge on it, because as you go up in the levels of Unity that you have, whether it be Unity Pro or Unity Enterprise, the amount that is charged actually dramatically decreases. For Unity Pro, when you hit $1 million in revenue in the last 12 months, or 1 million installs life to date, after you hit that million mark, which, by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and say this actually probably doesn't fuck over indie developers if you have Unity Pro or Unity Enterprise, because if you made $1 million, in revenue off of an indie game or whatever, you probably made a decent bit of profit, because a lot of indie games do not take anywhere near $1 million to make.
Mm-hmm.
So the rate for that is going to be 15 cents, or for Unity Pro, it's 15 cents per install for 1 to 100,000 after the 1 million mark. All right. That drops down to about 8 cents per install between 100,001 to 500,000. Then that drops down to 3 cents per install when you hit the 500,000 and 1 to 1 million install. And then and then that drops down to 2 cents after you hit 1 million.
Sure.
For Unity Enterprise, that from the same level of install rate, that goes from the 12 to 13 per install to 6 to 2 to 1.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
All right. I understand. So with some indie developers, their apprehensiveness towards this, because at a certain point, that this is definitely less money that they'll be making technically. And again, I'm not an indie developer. I actually don't know how much money goes into actually making a video game or whatever. The only comparisons I can actually make, to any indie developer is only what I know from at least from looking at Larry's Kickstarter for Not Only 9 or whatever, where he had based it at $40,000 for the for what he wanted or whatever. I'd assume he would technically be charging the I assume he's going to be charging the game like $30.
I can't
30
even begin to assume.
Yeah, well, that's my assumption is going to be like $30 per copy. That I think that's the max. I think he would be able to get away with actually charging for that. He'd probably, if it became popular within 12 months, I'd assume he'd probably hit the 200,000 revenue limit. But if he hits 200,000, I see. Here's the thing. I don't want to do any actual comparisons with to Larry's game or whatever. I actually want to have him on to
it'll be interesting
talk.
Actually, hearing him chat about this if it's possible.
Yeah, because I don't know how much money it's actually taken him to create Not Only 9 or whatever. I can only go off by him getting 66,000 for his Kickstarter. And I assume. I don't know how much money he's put into Not Only 9 before this Kickstarter.
True.
So it just all depends on like what his profits for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that Not Only 9 is I'm pretty sure it's using the Unity engine. So if he does hit that 200,000 revenue limit, or he hits that 200,000 threshold for installs, he will be getting charged the rate because this game doesn't come out until fourth quarter next year, which is going to be after the thing. I also don't know what Unity level he uses. I do. What you were telling me earlier. Important. You were telling me earlier that the max, the highest one, the Unity Enterprise, is $2,000 a year.
No, easy to mistake. So you have the free version, student, and I think private, which is like nothing. You have Pro,
yeah, the
which is
Unity
2,000.
Personal, Unity Personal, and Unity Plus.
Right. I assume Plus is just not going to exist soon if it's all the same, but maybe it does something I'm unaware of. As far as prices go, when I heard this, I also had like that gut check. This is evil reaction. But I had time to like sit down and read stuff. I found some interesting numbers. Unity Pro is $2,000 a year.
Okay, so
Unity
that's the second
Enterprise, one. Unity Enterprise doesn't have a number on it, but I was able to scrounge up information that said it's anywhere from like $2,500 to $3,000 a year.
$2,500 to $3,000.
Yeah, and I'm more willing to bet on the latter because I think the earlier number comes from before they had their price hike last year. Yeah, so it's probably closer to $3,000. So those are the numbers, and I suspect, looking at the chart that they sent out with this, what they're hoping to do isn't so much nickel and dime devs with the Personal and Plus, but get them, if applicable, to bump up to Pro and Enterprise.
Possibly, yeah.
And those bumps are substantial. Like Pro is $2,000 a year, but if you look at this in the context of If you have
That's the
enough, if
chart,
you've
by the
made
way.
enough, thank you. If you've made enough money or sold enough games to need to bump up to that, odds are you'll be fine. It's like Aku said, it's difficult for us to talk about this as non-devs. I think that the easiest thing to say for me is that yes, this will impact devs overall negatively. It's the question is how much, and all the reading that I did pointed to probably not enough to sink a company.
No,
Um,
I don't think any
yeah,
rating
probably
does a company. Yeah.
like this obviously is not going to hurt anyone who dabbles in Unity, and this is not going to hurt Hoyoverse, who's making billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Um, this is probably going to most impact the middleman, the high level indie that finally sells, that like makes a breakout game and sells really well, or the low double A that is kind of like treading water in the industry.
Yeah.
That's probably the people who's going
It'll
to see the
be
most from this.
it'll be for the Fall Guys and the Among Us
Just
developers.
just
Yeah.
so. Um, I have no idea where my thought went after that, but yeah, I'll have to wait and see on this. I would also love to have Larry on because I'd love to see someone else's opinion on it.
Yeah. And I mean, he's actually deaf. I don't know what his actual operating cost is or whatever.
Oh, what I will say, and you've already said this, but I do want to parrot it. Is whilst I don't think this is actually as bad as perhaps the knee jerk reaction is, I do want to say Unity have absolutely mucked up every single response that they have had.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like the devs being worried should be the least surprising thing in the world. You have decided you are going to charge them for installs of the game. The very first response I saw to this was, "Hey, how are you tracking installs?" To which Unity said, like robots, we have a proprietary thing, which
Yeah.
doesn't answer the question at all. It sounds like it does, but it does not. It Are you tracking every reinstallation? Probably not, but you're not telling us you're not. Are you are you
Well, no,
taking into
they said
consideration?
they said they're not.
Yes, but the problem was that the wording was like my whole point here is their wording has been absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
no,
don't
they've had to restate like a lot of stuff because
yeah, countless times. Because how are you tracking installations? Is every installation a one-time thing? How do you know if someone's making money off this? Like, are we separating Humble Bundle from Steam? Um, and people have brought up, what if someone like install bombs a game, which I think a lot of these have probably been accounted for. I genuinely
Mhm.
don't think Unity went into this maliciously. But they need to be able to explain this to people who are going to be worried, and justifiably so. And
Yeah,
they have done a piss poor job of this. And no doubt some poor intern is putting together questions so they can deliver a proper state of Unity or whatever. But this reaction is the least surprising thing in the world. They should have been ready for it, and they should have had answers for all these questions.
yeah. Um, somebody named Stephen Totilo um stated like because they actually like they updated um they clarified the plan a little bit.
Okay.
Was that Unity regrouped, and they now says the initial installation of a game triggers the fee,
Yeah,
whatever.
which makes sense, obviously.
I don't know how they track that. Um,
That's the reason why people are asking, though, because
uh,
knowing that means that if numbers ever seem wrong, they can tick it correctly.
the only so the only way well, I mean, okay, so they can know how many people got the game or whatever. They can request those numbers or whatever. And I guess if the install rate uh they can just go off by like, okay, well, if this many people bought the game, that means this many people installed the game or whatever. So there's that. But that also kind of makes me think there's maybe a program within Unity's engine itself that actually pings Unity that, hey, a game's been installed, which also I'm kind of worried about that, because one, not only is that kind of weird that like something that a game has like the ability to like just ping something when you install it, but two, if somebody figures out what that specific program is, they could probably force ping it. And I don't know if that force ping is going to like end up being like the same type of ping, and so they won't count like multiples of that ping, or if that actually just pings the thing and it like increases thing. So like if somebody figures that out, then if they didn't like a game's like developer or something like that, then they can try to like fuck them over by like pinging the install. They said demos mostly won't trigger the fees. Oddly enough, they said mostly, so that's kind of weird saying.
Yeah, that's curious.
And they said devs are not going to be on the hook for Game Pass. So
Good.
games
Games
on Game Pass, games on Game Pass won't ping the install.
But this all goes back to the question of how do you know? And their answer is we're not going to be transparent about it. And I think this is a situation wherein you need to be very transparent, because Epic doesn't need to do this, because Epic just takes a share of the profit, right? Yeah. That's easy enough to track on both ends. Now you're saying this thing that you can't track, that supposedly we can, and we're not telling you how we're doing it, which means, hey, just trust me, bro. And that's, again, I don't think Unity is going to be sketchy, but it sounds sketchy.
Yeah. I don't like
and
it.
And you're
either.
fucking with people's money. And of course, they're going to take that very personally.
Mm-hmm. I think over the course of the week, they should definitely, one, very hard clarify everything, be very transparent in this, or two, go back and rethink doing this in general.
Like if their game plan is to make money off of licensing, which is fair, honestly, genuinely, that's completely fair to what they want to do. And if they still want to be more competitive on that front than Epic, just do what Epic is doing at a lower price.
That's what I was saying.
Because like the easiest way to track on both ends.
That's what I was telling Zeke, and Zeke gave me like counteracting the me saying that like he said there could be a reason why tracking the install might be better. And I can't remember what he actually said, but that's what I said. I was like, why not just do it like Epic does and just go off of revenue, but like only charge like a smaller percentage than what Epic does for for Unreal. And then that also got me to think with Zeke, like this, a lot of people thought that this move was going to be within like response to like Hoyoverse, because Hoyoverse uses Unity for their games. And we know Hoyoverse makes 18
It's going to be for Zenless Zone Zero.
It's going to be for Zenless Zone Zero. But also, you have to think, not as bad as you think for Zenless Zone Zero. All right?
No, because they're the highest tier, right?
Well, not only that, it's still install base. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not revenue base.
Oh, yeah, no. In that regard, like, if this was revenue based, they'd get way more money out of it. But also, I think they'd be fighting Hoyo on that really hard because I don't think they would buckle.
What the thing is that Hoyo couldn't really fight back on that. They're using another company's engine.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They'd have to not use the engine.
My point would be at this point they would have already used the engine, but I don't know that that game ships before the deadline, so it would still be charged as if it were after.
Oh yeah, no.
But
Zenless Zone Zero
that
is not coming out until next year anyway.
yeah, but that's neither here nor there because your
Yeah.
point is correct. Like it's install based, so it doesn't matter. Like I when it comes to install base, I don't know. Maybe Zeke's right. Maybe there's something about that. I just think that it's unless you're going to be transparent about it, we in general have a hard time tracking down install numbers. Like
Yeah.
we rely on Steam to tell us stuff like that about Steam. Now we have to rely on either everyone in the industry doing that or Unity just being trustworthy about it and giving us the correct numbers, which they probably will, but it's still sketch.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'd like to have somebody on. I'd like to have Larry on to talk about it. He's the only one that I know. He's the only like actual developer that I know that is working with Unity. And that is actually like trying to make a video game. And since he's an indie developer, he would definitely be like at least mostly affected by this.
Yeah, I think he's the only one that I know that is
message him.
affected.
I did message him, but I don't know how often he gets on Discord. So
He's a busy man, that Larry.
yeah, he is a busy man. So more on that once I'm able to get a hold of him. So that's about as much as we can actually talk about this Unity thing. I would like to see more people come out with actual like math numbers,
Same.
and all that, and so I can actually like see how once the dust settles on this, see if other indie developers actually like sit there and think about it and see if like okay maybe this isn't like that horrible of a thing. My assumption the most most of the developers that are probably going to complain a little more about it is the ones that actually use the free Unity part, because they're going to get charged technically more if their game ends up being a hit. So that's the other thing. If you're using Unity and at this point in time you kind of like it kind of puts into your head maybe you don't want your game to be like a super success because then you're going to have to add on this like add on this fee that you have to pay Unity now. But like I said,
It's
I
hard
would
to
like
say, yeah.
Dust needs to settle on this. We'll probably hear more news by the time next week happens. And hopefully Larry will get back to me. By the time next week happens. Not saying he'll be on next week if I can talk to him, but like maybe I can schedule a time to get him. But yeah, that's like all the news that I had this month, or this week. What are we doing? What is the next week got for us?
Well, hopefully this whole burnout thing fades. Otherwise, it's going to be me playing another like 5 levels of Guild Wars and having nothing to say. Um, I'd like to test out what the patch notes really mean in terms of gameplay for Armored Core. I'd like to get through my first few playthroughs of that, get a couple of the endings. Aside from that, who knows? It's probably just those 2 games. Obviously, upkeep on the various gotchas, our Star Rails, our Arknights, and for me, PGR. But
Have you been
that's all
playing?
I've got.
Have you been playing Arknights? Did that event come out yet?
It did come out. I'm not going to need to pay to get her. I'm going to have enough by
Oh,
the time it ends.
hey, nice, nice, nice,
Yes.
nice. But will you have enough to get Corn and Yato?
Well, yeah, because Korn's already come home like 5 times.
Oh, okay, he did.
I'm literally getting to like first pity on on
Okay.
Yato, and it hurts. Oh, I got 3 6 stars back to back to back. I got Aya Fiala. I got a pot for her. got Stainless, my first time getting him, and I got another potential for Dorothy. And every single time I'm like, this is the one. This is the one. I've never lost a 50-50 three times. I've never lost a 50-50 more than once. Because,
Wow.
50-50.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
so okay.
Yato's just playing hard to get.
So okay. I forgot that Arknights doesn't technically have a guaranteed after the first 50-50.
Nope. Nope.
You're only guaranteed when you hit 300.
Yes.
Um, oh yeah, that kind of does suck.
I've never been this unlucky. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like having another Aya, and I like. Nope, I don't use Dorothy, and I'm not going to use Stainless. I like having
Well, I
another
mean,
Aya.
another A is good.
Losing those other two 50-50s was really, really rough on my heart. But it's fine. I just need one. I just need one. And Arknights was ever so kind as to make her absolutely busted. So when I get her,
Right.
she's gonna do work. It's lovely.
Maybe actually, I don't think I have anything to roll
Uh,
one. So
that
I should have saved my stuff.
that said, hey Hypergriff and Yostar, listen. I'm gonna need you to make a beefy version of Rangers and Durin for me now. All of A4 just needs to be a big happy family.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, so that came out. That's right. That's stuff that's been happening. That's what will continue happening. I don't foresee myself getting anything new.
Mm, nice.
What about you?
Well, I probably will try doing that quest line in Starfield if I feel
Damn
like
right.
it. Um, I do want to kind of get back into Baldur's Gate. I am in Act 3, but I hear Act 3 is long, so I'm
Oh, just like the rest of the game.
yeah. So I just kind of I just like I want to get back. I logged in and like looked at my character and I was like, oh yes. But then I also was like, I kind of want to make a Dark Urge bard. Um, so I'm like sitting here thinking, but I don't want to throw myself into Baldur's Gate just yet. So I'm saying that I'm holding off on Cyberpunk. I might pop into my character on Cyberpunk, like run around a little bit or like do whatever. But I'm not gonna play too much or whatever because I am just gonna start over when the update comes out, which is like September 26th. So, um, I did, however, get a copy provided to me by Games, or by
Yo, let's go.
the the publisher for Eternites. So I was going to stream it tonight. I don't know if I'm going to, but I might. But if not, then I'm gonna stream it tomorrow night. But I did get a copy provided to me by the publisher, which is cool. I looked at my email today and I was like, oh shit, nice. Eternites is a action RPG / dating sim. So it's kind of like an action Persona esque game. I don't really know what it's about other than it's during the apocalypse, apparently. I wasn't really going to get the game. But then I saw but then I saw like the social media manager going like, sign up for this if you want to see like we can give you like a copy or whatever. And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at my email and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I got that now, and I will definitely play it since I hear it's pretty short. It's like 10 to 14 hours. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna try that game out. Said I don't know if I'll do it tonight. But I will do it. I will definitely do it tomorrow night.
Look forward to
So look forward to that. Be on my Twitch channel at Aquanoki Seki. But yeah, I think we'll be doing that. Hollow Cure, maybe. Obviously, Honkai Star Rail. I log into that thing every day. I've been doing I've been doing the new simulated universe thing, which is hard as absolute fuck.
It's so
Uh,
cool. I like it.
it's really cool.
It is
I
hard. I actually haven't beaten it yet. I got right up to the last one. Oh, I got dump trucked.
on what difficulty?
1, 2, 3, maybe 4. I
Yeah.
forget.
Through three's the first hard one you go through.
The 3
Obviously.
then, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. After you get through, because you go through difficulty 1 and 2 as part of like I guess the tutorial story, and 3's the first one you go into it like without having her to like explain everything to you.
Then there, that's the one.
Yeah, I've gotten through 3. I haven't gotten through 4. And 5 is called torturous difficulty.
Oh, fun.
But I hear there's kind of a cheese way to go through it. But you also kind of slightly have to be lucky. You have to have March 7th at least level 70. You have to make sure she at least has a decent amount of effect hit rate on her.
Okay, never mind. I'm out.
So you need to like make sure she has at least have the body have effect hit rate on it. And then when you level it up, or like, well, yeah, when you level it up, make sure like it levels up the effect hit rate. And then you need to go and also Herta. Herta and another like high damage dealer. And you go through the path of remembrance. You won't be doing a lot of damage because for the final boss you swap over to Herta. You take your high damage dealer out and you swap over to Herta. You won't be doing a lot of damage, but you will be freezing the boss consistently, so they don't attack very often.
I mean, to be fair, that is in theory what I was accidentally doing. Only I was doing it with constant braking with Cellar and constant stalling with Welts.
Yeah, I going how I beat 3 was I had my Nihility team and I went through.
That's probably what I'm going to do. I just took these 2 because I saw the weaknesses. It was Silver Wolf, Cellar, Welt, and Lorcha.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You have to play this a very certain way. And you actually don't have to complete a run to actually succeed in what like you're actually trying to do.
True. This is accurate. Yeah, I saw that.
Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to go through like the weird like tree or whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't need to actually complete some of them. I think you do need to complete a run. But some of them you just need to like do certain things on a certain difficulty. And yeah. And that gives you the points in certain paths to either unlock like the story of a certain path or to unlock more buffs for said path. So but I've been going through it like once or trying to go through it like once or twice, just like fucking around in it. I've gotten like the thing you get out of it is you do get like a decent amount of gems out of it. So that's good. There's a good reason to go through it. I haven't pulled more on any Dan Heng, so I'm not gonna pull. I have a decent amount of gems, and I'm like less than 10 away from pity. So hopefully when Fu Xuan comes out or whatever, I either do 110 roll and get either Fu Xuan or another 5-star or a different 5-star. All right. And hopefully I just get 1 Lynx in that one pool because
That's right. Lynx is coming out of that.
I do want Jing Liu. So, and she comes out on the banner after Fu Xuan. So I want So if I can get links pretty early, that'd be cool. I don't 100% need Fushuan. So if I lose the 50-50 for Fushuan, then I'll just be happy because then I'll be at 100% for Jingliu.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not rolling for Dan either. I'm waiting for Fushuan as well. Is Jingyu also the next banner after that?
Yeah, Jingliu is right after Fushuan.
You all
Yeah.
need to stop.
And then Topaz is right after Fushuan, right after Jingliu.
I might just not roll on on a couple because I really liked the leak of Topaz. She was adorable with a little trotter.
So I'm not too worried about wanting to get Topaz, but Topaz's banner does have that other 4-star, that other new 4-star on it, and I kind of want that one. So, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce her name, but it's like Gion something. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, I'm playing my usual stuff. Eternights at the very least tomorrow night, and like I said, it's supposed to be a short game, so I should be able to get through it pretty quickly.
Let's go.
So yeah, thank you for Kepler Interactive and Side Games for giving me that copy. I will play it.
Much love.
Gave me a cool press kit with it too, so
let's go.
I have images and shit with it, so it's cool. But yeah, if you made it this far, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to see more podcast content, or you want to like just press the button because it's free. Like, come on, guys! Like, it's a free button. It's a free button press. Takes like 0 calories to do it. So, yeah. We will see you guys next week.
Chat to you soon. Be good. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely true.